So I'd like to start by asking, how many of us wear a smartwatch or know about a smartwatch? Yeah? What do you guys use the smartwatch for? To check your heart rate, blood pressure, and even the steps, yeah? I think that's the main thing. How many steps you have done per day, right? Do you know that that software which you are using is known as a software, used as a software for medical device, known as SAMD? Did anyone know that? Software as a medical device. So that is one of our things which we would want to work for 2026, as PPB has actually published its first guidelines as SAMD. And it actually, when PPB had removed these guidelines, nobody actually gave any comments. Do you know why? How many regulatory affairs pharmacists of medical devices are there in Kenya? How many pharmacists are in this sector? Me, I'm one of them. Another one? Actually, we are only 10. Yeah, we are only 10. Because this sector has not, it's a niche market and people are not getting into. And that's where we want to say that APN, we really need your help. Yeah, I've seen so many regulatory pharmacists who have now graduated with yours. And I would like us to start by even adding medical devices and in vitro diagnostics. IVDs are in vitro diagnostics, yeah? Okay, so that is one of our visions, as I said, in what we want to have partnerships and stakeholders, so as to have the software as a medical device and to make policy and advocacy with data privacy. Because at the end of the day, when you use that software, do you know where your data is going? Yeah? Okay, the number of steps you're doing, do you know where it's going? Who is using the data? What are they going to do with that data? So that's one of our visions for 2026. So what is MEDAK? MEDAK is an industry trade association which advocates for medical devices, diagnostics, and technology. We actually represent importers, distributors, and manufacturers in the medical device and diagnostic space in Kenya. We were actually formed in April 2019, and do you know why? Do you remember this time when people were putting breast implants, the silicone breast implants? Yeah? They started busting. And that's when they realized that this thing is actually failing, and that is actually a medical device. So before we had MDD, which was Medical Device Directive, and in 2017 they changed it to Medical Device Regulation. And in Kenya, it came in enforcement in 2019 when we had to register all medical devices. And that's where we thought there is a need for an industry trade association to represent medical device industry in Kenya. So what do we actually do? We champion ethical business practices, compliance, and patient safety. So QPPV is mainly for pharma. For medical devices, we are known as safety officers or medicovigilance, okay? So partner with healthcare professionals, regional organizations, and we safeguard our members' interest in medical device healthcare technology design, production, regulation, importation, exportation, marketing, distribution, and sale, both retail and wholesale. Our objectives, and you'll see that our objectives actually reflect on APN's objectives also. So we advocate for fair and predictable medical device regulations, facilitate collaboration between industry, promote compliance, quality and ethical business, as we echo CAK, and then build capacity and awareness through training and support innovation and local manufacturing growth. So in Kenya, where do we stand? Okay, by medical intelligence and some surveys which have been done, the medical device market is estimated at 332 million USD by the end of this year. Okay, and the main device market is on the cardiology side, which takes up to 53 million. And as we heard David say, yeah, that the pharmaceutical industry is growing at 8%. And check the medical device industry, 5%. So it's more than half. So there is growth in the medical device sector. But where is our problem? As I said, that the market does experience a surge in demand. There is demand for these things, but we cannot actually expand because of the infrastructure, even the cost, yeah? And again, how many local manufacturers do we have for medical devices in Kenya? Okay, can anyone name one local manufacturer of medical devices in Kenya? Yes, Maureen. But you're not allowed to answer because you're the MEDAK admin. Hi. Yeah, let me tell you a few of them. There's B. Brown, Autosterile, Revital, yeah? So those are a few companies, which are actually less than 1% of the total manufacturers in Kenya. So that means that we in Kenya, we are actually totally import dependent for medical devices. Yeah? And why is this so? It's because of the challenges which we have. And that's again, which will come in my next slides of how we can overcome these challenges. The strategic initiatives which we have as MEDAK are advocacy and policy reforms to streamline approval processes and strengthen the regulatory network, capacity building programs such as training and mentorships. As I said, even we want APN to start training people on medical devices and in vitro diagnostics. Then regulatory collaboration between PPB, KEBS, KRA, and MOH. Do you know why I put KRA over here? Does anybody know something about HS codes? Yeah? Okay, the hemodialysis, a dialysis machine? Yeah? So do you know there's a filter in the dialysis machine? Yeah? KRA says that that is equivalent to a kichungi. Yes, and that HS code should be the same. Is that correct? Yeah, so that's why we really need to educate people that this is not the way it works. Then promote local manufacturing, of course, in research and development, and then regional and global engagement. As you know, MEDAK is actually collaborative with ADVAMED, MECOMED, and SALDA. ADVAMED is a global medical device organization headquartered in USA. MECOMED is for East Africa and Middle East. Africa and Middle East, and SALDA is South Africa. Yeah. So at this point, I would like to say we as MEDAK are really grateful and thankful to APN to bringing us to this platform. And we're actually happy that actually you realize that medical devices and in vitro diagnosis play a huge role in health products and technologies. And I was asking David, when are we changing this pharmaceutical systems? And he says it's changing to life sciences, which is good because we need to know that the medical device space needs us pharmacists too. Yeah, it's not meant for a biomed or a biotech. It is meant for us, right? Because if you go to get diagnosed, what do they use to diagnose you? It's a medical device, yeah? If the medical device is faulty, then of course the results are faulty. After you get diagnosed and you need treatment, how is the medicine delivered to you? If you use an IV catheter, again, a medical device, right? So you should know that medical devices and medicines are inseparable, right? So these are the few collaborations, areas of collaborations that we would like in 2026. One is enhanced harmonization in the medtech industry. As we know, the pharma industry has a clear roadmap. This is what it is, variation is this is this. Medical devices are not like that, right? A medical device is a different ballgame, and we want harmonization in the African continent for this. Next is combat counterfeits and falsified medical devices and IVDs. Most of the time we talk about the pharma, that this was falsified, that's falsified. It's because we do not know how to detect medical devices which are falsified, right? So that's another area. Then training in areas of quality, compliance, and regulations, as I've mentioned. Promote local manufacturing and assist challenges in that prevent local manufacturing growth, such as unpredictable tax policies and high input tariffs, which is on the raw materials again. And then innovations such as digital health and AI in smart devices, as I mentioned about the smartwatch, which is just one small example, that is in policy shaping and advocacy. Yeah. You didn't show my last slide. Thank you, and you can scan this QR code so you can know more about us. Thank you so much.